Hey guys, and welcome to another video. So for today's video, I am going to be sharing with you what I will be meal prepping for this week. I like to do my meal preps for 4 days at a time just because after the 4th day, it just starts tasting weird or like vegetables get soggy and things like that. But I'm sharing with you a high protein vegan meal prep inspired by the season, fall, because there's so many things that right now are in season, like pumpkins, like pears, Brussels sprouts, things like that, that I am just so excited to meal prep and create with. So let's get started with breakfast. So for breakfast, we're making apple spice overnight oats. This recipe is so simple and easy, takes no time. I'll be using some plant-based milk. This is pea milk, so it has a lot of protein, which will help up the protein in this recipe. I'm also going to be using half a scoop of live body protein per serving. So that means since we're making 4 servings for the week, that means that we're using 2 full scoops. So let's get started with that. I am going to mix this with the protein powder first, just so we don't get any clumps, and then we're going to slowly add the rest of the ingredients. So I'll be using 160 grams of oatmeal. I'm using Quick Oats, but feel free to use Quick Oats or muesli cereal if you like. I really like this one because it really absorbs all the liquids and thickens up quite nicely. So I'm gonna be adding 160, which divided by 4, that means it's 40 grams per day. So I'm also going to be adding some chia seeds. Chia seeds are very, very high in omega-3s, omega-6. I love adding them. Again, they work like as a nice thickener, especially for overnight oats. Makes it really nice and pudding-like. We're also going to be adding some apples, and a little trick, I just chopped up my apples and I squeeze a little bit of lemon juice just to make sure that they don't brown, since we're keeping them here for 4 days, right? So a little bit of lemon juice goes a long way and it'll keep them from browning. And with the sweetening amount, you can use stevia or maple syrup, whatever you enjoy best. I'm gonna keep it like this because I feel like the live body protein is already very sweet. So as you can see, right now it's a little bit soupy, but it'll thicken up as the chia seeds start to activate with the liquid amount. They're gonna get nice and gelatinous and thicken out and make this really nice and yummy. So I'm gonna set it aside for 5 minutes, and then I am going to equally split into 4 portions for the week. So for my next meal, I am going to be baking some amazing acorn squash. This caramelizes perfectly when you bake it, so I'm going to be baking it at 400 degrees until it reaches the consistency that I like. Then I'm going to be making a kale salad, and I'm just going to simply wilt this just a little bit so I can like break down the fibers. And I'm going to be making a tahini maple dressing that's going to go really nicely with that. And then I'm going to cook some protein crumbles. This is from the brand Longev. And I love these because they're gluten-free and soy-free. They only have 1 ingredient, which is peas. So I like these because they're plain and I can flavor them however I want. They have a lot of protein per serving and they're very low in carbs. So for 1 serving, you get 40 grams of protein. So for this recipe, I'm only going to be using 20 grams of protein, which is half a serving per meal. So that would mean that I'm only using 2 servings of this bag. So I'm gonna show you how I make everything and how I assemble it. I like cutting the bottom because it helps it lay flat on the cookie sheet. have in here just a little bit of water, and I'm going to start off by cooking my onion and my celery. So I'm using just a little bit of water because I don't want to cook with oils. I want to keep this oil free as possible. So as you can hear it sizzling, and now we're going to add our onion and celery. I'm going to keep a close eye on these and just constantly stir. It's on high, and all I want is to cook them until they're translucent. Then after they're translucent, I'm going to add a cube of like vegetable bouillon, add some water, and add my crumbles. So since these crumbles come in a dry form, I have to hydrate them, so that's why I added the water. And now I'm just waiting until it hydrates and it absorbs all the water, and it's going to also absorb all the amazing flavors. So now I'll be making my maple lemon tahini dressing that's completely oil free. In here I have some tahini. I'm going to be using maple butter because I ran out of maple syrup, but you can use either one. I'm going to be using some lemon juice, and I'll be adding some dill. The original recipe doesn't call for dill. As always, the recipe will be in the description box below. I'm adding dill just because I think it adds more flavor and I really love it, so I just throw it on everything. So now I have here my acorn squash with my longeve, and I'm going to stuff the acorn squash with my kale salad. So for my next meal is going to be a super basic Brussels sprout salad. So I went ahead and steamed my Brussels, and as you can see, they're bright green. So I don't like overcooking my vegetables. I only like blanching them, steaming them, or lightly cooking them in a little bit of water until they get really bright color. You don't want to overdo it because then they're going to be super soggy and nasty once you put them in the fridge and try to heat them up again. So to this I am going to add some fresh herbs. I have here dill and some parsley. I'm also going to be adding some cranberries and some pecans, some balsamic vinegar that I found at Whole Foods. This is a 365 brand. It's an oil-free big balsamic vinegar. And then we have some brahmi beans, and these are balsamic herb brahmi beans. Brahmi beans are amazing. There are lupini beans, and the cool thing about them is that they're gluten-free, obviously, because they're a bean, soy-free, and they have amazing content of protein, and they're very low in carb. So I like adding them to my meals. Now, they still have a good amount of protein, but I want to up the protein on this recipe, so I will be adding some field roast sausages. These are amazing. These are these little guys right here, smoked apple, sage, my favorite. So I'm going to be adding 2 of those that I already air fried separately. This smells amazing. So what I'm going to do is split into 4 equal portions for the week. So there you have it, guys. 3 easy meals for 4 days, all high protein. So let me know in the comment section if you guys are excited to try some of these recipes and what should I create next. If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to give it a like and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're new here, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.